70 of the world's largest banks are joining together in an unprecedented move to adopt blockchain-based payment systems. The shared blockchain ledger would potentially stave off other public ledgers which seek to move away from traditional banks. Among those involved in what is called the Interbank Information Network are JP Morgan Chase, Societe Generale, and Santander, the Royal Bank of Canada, and the Australia-New Zealand Bank, ANZ. Here to discuss is our friend. The second component of this, to further unpack, is really what you ended on, and that is the private ledger as opposed to how cryptocurrencies are traded every place, a public ledger. Anybody, as I say in the opening, me, you, the guy behind the tree, everybody can get on these. And so what the banks are trying to do here, and I'm reiterating, but I want to make sure you go a little further here, they're really trying to stave off the public ledger.
They don't want the competition.
They're trying to keep control of the financial system.
They're trying to keep the entire thing centralized, which is what everything blockchain and cryptocurrency is against. So they've been losing a tremendous amount of business on the payment side, and this is what they're really worried about. Because ever since PayPal came onto the scene, Apple Pay, WeChat Pay, Alibaba Bucks, all these things have been taking business away from the banks, and their payment business has been losing drastically. So what they want to do is they're saying that, hey, we have a private ledger which can resolve all your problems so your payment never gets held up for 2 weeks in case there's like missing data or any disputes or anything. Your payment will not get held up. We can guarantee this, but you have to use our process. If you use like something like Apple Pay or WeChat Pay, we can't guarantee that you won't encounter any of these problems.
All right, Shalom. This is Zahara One by Nyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, Ma'amad. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. And shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. I want to touch on this topic that we all used to hearing about, which is the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and also its system, which is going to be based on the blockchain, crypto system, going into QR codes, and the whole, what you call the 5G signal technology. Now, and it's all going to stem back to what they call the New World Order, all right? And that's what they're doing. By seeing all those banks come together to create their own ledger, which is basically a file that started at point of entry. Now, for them to all come together and create their own ledger-based system to where they have a private file base that they can share amongst each other and quicken their transactions. Like, say, for instance, you're with another bank and you go from JP Morgan, or you go from, let's say Bank of America, then you go over to Navy Federal, or say, for instance, missing some information. For them to transfer that information over, right? They would have to go through a certain chain process to where they would send that information, up and down the scale, tier 1, tier 2, different levels. All right, and make sure that information is logged into the system. All right. And that's why they have customer service, and they call and get the information and they put the information where it needs to be. All right. So anyway, but that process takes to complete fully would be about 2 weeks. Now they're trying to say it's to slow it down or speed it up. They're going to create their own ledger amongst all the banks, to where they just put everybody's information into it. That's tying into the beast system, man. All right. Now, everybody knew once blockchain popped up on the scene, it's even with Obama, where they had all the doctors and hospitals, they all moved away from paper files. They moved to electronic filing. Then they moved to the debit card into having a chip on it and onto a whole nother card with your food stamps and shit like that. Then they switched the TVs around to where it's on a different signal. And now they're putting 5G into play, right? Which is going to basically radiate everybody's body, man. Put radiation into the air, right? And be able to send and track that signal anywhere from the RFID chip. Now they have the RFID chip, which is going to be the main component or unit for this system, which is going to be blockchain, going into their cryptocurrency. All right. And that's what they call the RFID chip, and that's the mark of the beast. All right. So Revelations 13 and 15. And that's scriptural, man. All these banks setting up a ledger, their own ledger-based system. And now that's to compete against the public ledger-based system that's called cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, Ripple or whatever. Anybody around the world, if you want to buy into it, you can buy into it. And you can see when it started. You can see who bought it, when they bought it, and everything. But in a private banking system with the banks, you won't be able to see that. All right, they're created amongst themselves, so they're setting that up to compete against the public ledger-based system. All right, public ledger. So now all somebody got to do is in office is to set the RFID chip up as the world currency, right? And claim they're trying to save the system because everybody moving away from the dollar. The dollar's collapsing. You see the Dow dropped 800 points yesterday. And it's set possibly to go down to 22,000. And that's a collapse. All right. And that'll bring in your famine. Everything like right on cue, man. Order out of chaos. But it's really the will of Yahweh CHi-Xi. So they're setting up a ledger-based file, a system to compete against all other cryptocurrencies and other payment systems. Like if you go to, what they call that shit, where you get paid early, or if you go to another system like they said Apple, or where you pay and you get less transaction fees. All of that is basically taking money out of their banks, right? From the mother thieves stealing from thieves. Right, by charging people for transactions and shit like that. Charging families. Putting people into more and more debt. But anyway, so this is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. So right here it says he causeth. What does it mean to cause? Let me see. It says to cause means to make or do. All right. So to make ready, to prepare. So they're gonna produce this chip, and they're gonna prepare it for everybody, and they're gonna make everybody get it through deception. That's one of the main tools of the devil and Esau. It says, because of all, both small and great. Let me see if this is real quick. Right? So it says small, like rank or influence or a number. Great in number, probably great in influence. All right. It says powerful, rich, basically saying rich people, man, or elderly, an elder, right? So basically saying people that the rich, the young, the old, the big, the small, rich, and poor. We know what rich means. I ain't gonna get that. And it says free and bond. So the ones that's free, walking around free, well, they're not really free, but and bond meaning like matter of fact, you got all these. I was watching something the other night called the Rate people. You should check them out, man. The Rate, Raute, and it means diamond. It's called the Diamond people. It's the last of the Chaldeans. And anyway, people like them, they still roam and they live as nomads. Even the nomadic people that are wrestling with this whole, to age of technology. They're trying to stay away from the technology and money payment systems, and now they're kind of slipping more into trade, right? Making bowls and dishes and shit like that, and selling it so they can eat while they're out in the forest. Even them, they're gonna get pulled in and say they're gonna force them to get that chip. All right, because they're not even gonna be able to get. If they trade, they're not gonna be able to trade the money in to buy and sell. They're going to have a chip. And it says to receive a mark. All right, now we're mark. Right here it says scratch or etching stamp as a badge of servitude. All right, so it's basically talking about a prick. We already know this, man. I'm just going through it again. Imprinted mark into the hand. So something pricked into the hand. All right. It doesn't mean to bore. You see some people use scriptures like where it says to prick, but that certain words mean to bore through. So it's not going to go through your hand. It's going to go into your hand. All right. Now it says, so they get something pricked into their hand or in their foreheads, man. And we see videos. A brother put out a video the other day about a brain chip. So into their hand or into their forehead. So they got the whole shit set up from the router to the tutor, from the chip all the way to the system, to the QR codes, to the connection to the people, all the way to the banking system, man. All right, they're setting everything up. And it says, and that no man might buy. So he calls everybody to what? To receive the mark. To receive it. To give. All right. To give something to someone. Of one's own accord, to give one something to his advantage. It's crazy, man. That's that order out of chaos. Put everybody in a hellish situation and then try to have the solution to the problem with Esau's magic and tricks. And their bag of tricks, what you call it, this one's gonna be the chip. Remedies. All right. It says, and that no man might buy or sell. So you ain't gonna be able to buy anything. All right, it says to go to the market, to purchase, to redeem. So you won't be able to buy anything, man. Right? It says lounge, so you're going to be able to go to your clubs. It says, or sell, so you ain't going to be able to sell anything. To barter, to sell it. There you go. All right, and that's dealing with the banks. That's dealing with your basic currencies. That's dealing with your app-based transactions, right? And payment systems and jobs. It's everything. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, except the person that has the mark. It's crazy, man. And that's not talking about whatever they be saying nowadays. Just get to the point. It's talking about the RFID chip. All right. You got to have that stamp or imprint or prick into the hand. Charagma, right? That's the Greek word for charagma. All right, man, I just want to have some fun real quick. This is the word charagma, right? And we basically know it's talking about the actual needle that they use. All right, you see this picture, man? I just typed in charagma needle, and look what comes up. All right, because that's the meaning of the word charagma, which is the root word is kyrax. All right, which means what? A pointed stake, which is that. That's the needle. All right, they made this and shaped it just for the chip. You got your other needles that they stick into your arm and put other poisons inside you. But this one is crafted just to push that chip out. That grain of rice chip is letting you know which one. They got other stamps and marks they can put on you. But this is the one the scripture specifically talking about. Where it ain't no play. That's going to go inside your body. You're not supposed to get anything on you anyway. You know, tattoos, none of that. So this one right here, man, it's going to lead to what? Because they're not going to want you in a situation to where you can just take that chip out. They're going to want you to receive it. And that's what they tricking everybody into deception and they're going to put them under pressure. And a lot of people that you think won't break, they're going to break, man. They're going to get that chip. And it's going to be so easy for them to get it. All right. Ain't nothing free in America, but that's going to be free. They're going to get that away to you. And even if you get it and you take it out, you're still going to be judged. All right. It's just the mindset. It's the thought of you getting it. And yielding your members over to the system when we belong to Yahweh CHi-Xi. Now, I'm going to skim through this. I just saw some stuff that was interesting for the word charagma. Now, if you break the word down, agma, right? Karax, which would be karag, that goes to the word karax. And I'm going to get that as well. All right? Because that just means a pointed stake. All right? So what? It says a stamp or a sign. Right? It says a brand or a mark. A stamp, branding iron. All right, that's how it used to be in the ancient times. They used to use a branding iron. Or in slavery, they used something called a ool. All right, or they'll bore you through your ear in the ancient times as a note of servitude or ownership. All right, it says ancient documents were validated by such stamps or seals. See that? So now they're saying they're going to put that into you instead of on the documents. It will be validated. And to be validated in America's system, you're going to need that chip. All right. It says from the root word karazo. See that? Karazo. There you get karag, which means what? To sharpen, to engrave. So when you break the word down, it would be karazo, or karag, which goes back to sharpen or engrave, man, like a tattoo needle. But instead, let's get more detailed. All right. So they created it and formed it just to what? To branded upon horses. All right. It says of the mark, imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And the Antichrist is anybody that's against the truth. All right, so I'm gonna get this right here where it says they got karagmati. You might see what that is too, but it says karax, which would be stamp, a mark from the same as karax, a scratch or etching stamp as a badge of servitude. All right, it'll let you know that you're a servant of the wicked, servant of the devil, if you get that chip, if you get that badge. Of sculptured figures, statue, graven image. So let's see what karax is real quick. It says what? appointed stake, Karax. Appointed stake. It has nothing to do with embargo. It has nothing to do with religious belief. It's talking about your servitude to the system and to Esau, the devil, to the wicked. All right. It says appointed stake, man. What's that? That's the needle that actually pushes out the 666, which would be the actual chip. All right. All right. Now it says the word charagma goes back to also a badge, which would be a mark. Now this is a badge. That chip, the RFID chip is going to be a badge. All right. Just like your ID, it's going to be your ID. And back during the times of Rome, after they killed Yahushua, they killed a guy named Saint Maurice in the Theban Legion. They killed him because he wouldn't carry around a badge that was giving honor to Zeus. That's what the Romans were doing. They'd make you wear a badge or wear a yellow outfit or a yellow badge on your shirt. You know? But they wanted him to carry a license. All right, an ancient one. And they had they were paying homage to the devil, Zeus. And he believed that in Yahushua at that point. So they killed him, 1,000 men. Now they're saying in these times, what a badge is going to be a token worn to indicate the wearer's occupation, right? Your ID, identification is not your badge, it's an identification right now. Anything can identify you. Your words can identify you. Visual sight can identify you. Your car can identify you with your information from your license plate. All right, anything. But to actually have that ID, that identifies your person, meaning your persona or your mask or your straw man, right? Your entity, fictitious person. So it doesn't really identify you, as a human being, as a living being. So the way they want to pinpoint you is to tie the straw man, your fictitious entity, and the debt that's tied to it. And they want to put that all into one being and make you the actual fictitious character. All right, which they can manipulate and do anything with you. Because you're fictitious from that point. So it says a token worn. So you're going to wear this one, though. This identification you're going to wear if you're wicked. All right. The wearer's occupation. So you won't be able to work without the RFID chip. Preference. You won't be able to buy or whatever you like. All right. Or whatever you're into, wherever you like to go. You won't be able to do that unless you have the RFID chip, etc. Especially device worn by servants. See, a device. All right. A device worn by servants or followers to indicate their allegiance. It's crazy, man. It says a mark, an emblem, a mark or a token of anything. All right. So now what they're going to do is they're going to take that ledger-based system and they're going to tie it to crypto coin or whatever coin they have. Just like in Venezuela, people that eat or go to work, they're getting paid in coin or with blockchain instead of with the dollar, with their currency, their paper currency, or fiat currency. Instead, they're getting paid in electronic-based payment. All right, so they got to get into crypto coin, and eventually they're gonna get that chip, man. You see that? And you got to ask yourself, is without it being the Father's will and prophecy, would these things exist? All right, Esau wouldn't be able to come up with all this stuff himself, man. The Most High is driving it this direction, so they can be the wicked when he shows up. When Yahushua shows up, Esau will be playing the part of the wicked, and 2/3 of our people that have that badge of servitude to America and to Esau, to the devil. All right. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. And we know what that's, that prick. All right. You see this idiot right here getting the chip, and you got brothers everywhere doing videos on this. And you know, you have the brain chip. They got the all kind of shit nowadays, man. They got companies getting chipping their employees, right? So it's talking about what? That mark, taking that needle and they're getting it pricked into their body. All right. Now, if you go to the doctor and you get a damn hepatitis shot, the Lord ain't gonna destroy you. You know, we're not supposed to get any needles touching our skin. But if you get this one, the Lord's saying you got a judgment for you. And you see this asshole, man, he got the damn chip. Stupid, man. And he feel like he's somebody. You know, he did something now. He like, the name of this video is The Day I Got Chipped. So you mean the day he got marked for death. All right, this is Ezekiel 9:6. Slay utterly, old and young, right? The Lord gonna give command to his angels to guard and protect his hopeful elect, right? He said gonna what? Give him charge over thee in Psalms 91. But in this chapter, Ezekiel 9:6, he's telling the angels to slay utterly old and young. Old meaning what? Big and small. All right. Both maids and little children, women and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark. All right. So there's two marks. You're going to have the mark with the chip, mark being marked for death, like that idiot we just saw. And then you got the Hebrew, the mark that's going to be for the hopeful elect. And they're going to be protected in that day. And any women and children and old and young that's joined unto them, they're going to be protected, you know, as that man is protected that's in the truth, that's covered with the what? It says Tawah. All right. It says Tawah. It says a mark, a signature, a desire, as a sign of exemption from judgment. So that guy that got the chip, he's not exempt. He's not going to be exempt from judgment. The angels aren't going to protect him. All right. The Lord's not going to protect him. You see that? It says what? And begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient men, which were before the house. All right. So they're getting that chip and they're declaring their servitude to the system, to the devil, and that the devil is their authority. All right. Their father is the devil. All right. And they're not sons of Yahweh. That's what they're going to realize, that the Lord is not dealing with them. He considered them heathens. 2/3 of our people as well. So it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. We know what that is. Or the name of the beast. The name represents the purpose, all right, or the calling, or the selection, right, of America or of Esau, of being branded as part of the New World Order, all right. It just means what? Authority. All right. Or the authority of his name, or the covering. All right. From one's rank. It's command. So they got the deeds of the devil, which they're going to have upon them. The cause or reason named on this account. You know? So to have what? And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the call or cause a calling or account, right? Have an account or the number, you're going to have a number, which is the crypto number, what they call cryptocurrency, into the actual system. So you'll have an account where you'll be able to buy and sell, right, with a number. Let's get this. It says, as reckoned up, a fixed and definite number, an indefinite number or multitude. All right. Now it says account. So if somebody got an account with a definite specific number, right, or unit. Now let's see what this is. Cryptocurrency. All right. Cryptocurrency. Now, matter of fact, let me get the word crypto. All right. This is the word crypto. It means what? Hidden, a secret, not evident or obvious. So it means like what? Something, a hidden character or number specified just to you, or an account. All right. All right. This is the word cryptocurrency. And we know currency just means something in circulation. And what they're using as currency in circulation is the actual note or the dollar right now, or other fiat currencies, or silver. They don't really use silver anymore, but they use money orders and dollars, But someday they're moving towards what? As currency now. The RFID chip and cryptocurrency. All right. It says is a digital currency in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units, numbers of currency, and verify the transfer of funds operating independently of a central bank. So it's basically set up for the public instead of being centralized like the feds. But now they're trying to centralize it in another way by all these banks coming together and establishing their own ledger-based blockchain system. All right. It says a cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency. All right. So digital or virtual currency, meaning you can't touch it or feel it, it doesn't exist. That uses cryptography for security. All right. Basically hides your information. All right. Let me skip to the point. All right. It says, what is a blockchain? And basically being able to track the chain once it starts, so you can trace every link to link to link. All right. From once you put that first chain link in place, or you being entered into the system, from that point, they show its beginning point of its transaction, always to its present point. All right. And if they put you into the blockchain, they'll be able to track you and trace you from your existence in their system from that point. Right now, they can't do that with your birth certificate. They can track you, but so far, they can't track how much money you got up under your sofa. But with this new system, they'll be able to do that. You won't be able to have any money to put under the sofa. Everything will be in their system. Different clouds, you'll be able to stash your money in. It's crazy, man. A blockchain is a digital public ledger, and they're starting their own private ledger based upon the banks. All right, that records online transactions. Blockchain is the core technology for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. A blockchain ensures the integrity of a cryptocurrency by encrypting, validating, and permanently recording transactions. So you can trace it and see if it's legit. Trace its validity. Now the RFID chip is going to trace the person, the human's validity. It's going to validate that person, showing that they're an American, showing that they're a European, showing that they're Britain, showing that they're in China, whatever. Showing that they're part of the New World Order system. All right, and that's what That's why they're gonna set the chip up as well with what they call immigration. All right, that's a badge of validity, showing that you have an account, that you agree to their system, and permanently. Who was that? Trump. He said he wanted everybody to use biometric cards to prove they're valid. They won't be able to buy anything at the register unless they have that card. So that lets you know they're going the route of validation, health, and finance. All right, to be able to get people to get that chip. It says a blockchain is similar to a bank's ledger. Right, banks deal with what? Accounts. But open and accessible to everyone who utilizes the cryptocurrency it supports. So, all right, I just want to read this. It says when you swipe your credit card at a store, the charge has to pass through a financial institution like a bank, which confirms the transaction, debits the cardholder's account. This is everything I was saying earlier, and relays the charge to the retailer to complete the sale. This can be expensive. Banks charge a fee for the service, and insecure for users, as recent hacks on Target's point of sale systems have shown. So basically they're causing the chaos, causing the problem, and now they're trying to say they're trying to fix it. You see that, man? All right. So it's just more and more entrapment, more and more pre-programming, getting everybody used to the system. Oh, you just got an issue. Okay, you just fixing it. Yeah, no problem. It's cool. See that? It's cool. Everybody got to accept it. But the Lord say, put a mark upon them that sigh and cry for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof, man. And this is a cut on people like Vocab, because they're not warning nobody about this. People at Valiant Trash Can Church, they're not warning nobody about this, man. Nate Satan, he's not warning nobody. All right, and it's right here at the door. It's at everybody's doorstep. The hour of temptation. It will come upon all the world, man. A world collapse is about to happen. You see the Dow has dropped 800 points, man, since the trade wars with China and America. It's a China devalued their currency. Now they're going into a devaluation war. They're going to devalue and see who they're playing limbo. See who can go lowest. How low can you go? All right. So 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, meaning have an account with the system of NATO, starting through America, going all the way back to Britain, all the way back to England, their banks. All right, these elite bankers. And the beast is NATO, basically extension of the Roman Empire, the European Union. Or the number of his name, meaning you have an actual number. All right. You'll have an actual specific number that lets you know you're in that ledger or in their system. It says, as reckoned up, a fixed and definite number, man. Like a fixed interest rate, meaning it won't budge. They had that number set for you for the rest of your existence. Now it says right here, the number of his name, right? Meaning his purpose or system or covering. All right. Or authority or character. Now it says, and that number is what? It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. All right. So the number of his name, then you got the number of the beast. All right. And now let's see what that is. And it says, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 6. All right. So his authority, his purpose is going to be what? This chip. And right there, supposed to say, let's get each letter real quick. You have the chi, right? The CHi-Xi-Stigma. And that's what you have as 666, but it's supposed to be 616. Or it would be CHi-Xi-Stigma, which are Greek letters. Now you have the chi. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but you have the chi, which represents like what you call chi or ki or kai, right? All right. And now if you look up the chi symbol, all right, this is your chi symbol. And it represents what you would call the energy or the power of something. All right. Now, if you go back, all right, right here, this is something that you call a chiastic structure or chiasmus, which is something that's done in literature. Like for instance, you'll say fair, foul, fair. You know, that's like a terminology to where you'll use in literature, but in programming, it can be used as well. And that's where you get the root word of chi from. All right, here go your QR codes. Now, if you see all the points, you have here, here, and here. All right, this is your BBA system, whatever you call it. Same thing that's used on helicopters, propellers. All right, and that means what? The function or system or the energy of the chip, which would be what? Bitcoin, or the money system, or your transactions, all the information that's transacted on and off these our microchips. All right, and what they're going to use is QR codes, which QR codes, you see them everywhere, and they're on everything now. All right, and that's tied to the system of blockchain, which blockchain is tied to the currency system. All right, since we have the chi, right, we know that's talking about the actual program or system that they're going to use, which would be like blockchain, cryptocurrency, whatever information is going to be that's being transferred back and forth, right, to and from the chip. All right, 5G signal. Now then you have the next letter, which would be a psi, which would be different from chi. All right, psi. And it's funny because it always actually looks like a chip right there. All right, and it means like an encasement, or let's get it. All right, this is the word where it says the sky.
Xi.
Xi. All right, Xi. And it means the 14th letter of the Greek alphabet transliterated as X. All right. Now it says and it would be Xi, right? But it'd be transliterated as X. All right. It says a 14th star in a specific constellation. There you go. Xi is the it's pronounced Xi in modern Greek. Right here, it says in numerals. It has a value of 60. Xi was derived from the Phoenician letter Samat, which would be Sa. All right, Sa. All right, here goes the word Sa, the letter Sa, which would be what? Support. All right, support. And again, there it goes. It actually looks like a chip or something like that, man. All right, well, it could be kwai, right? To prick. That's the Hebrew word for to prick. Right, kwai. And it look like a point at the end of something. But you have here support. All right. All right, here go the word support. It says to aid, to hold up, to prop up. put up, to tolerate, to bear, to convey, bring forward, to carry, all right, to pass over, to lead. So basically, the chip, what they call the grain of rice, you know, like they could have made all this technology and put it into something else, but they put it into a grain of rice, and they talking about putting that into your body, all right? They can put all that into your card and back it by your card and have you have one card and all this, man. But instead, their game is control. So it says what? To aid, to support. All right, now let's see what it's talking about support. Let's get this real quick. Now you see these idiots here getting the chip. All right, so people already got it. So it says the difference between RFID, radio frequency identification, so device. So that's what it's going to be. That's what it's talking about. The Xi represents the actual radio frequency identification device. All right. Are you going to be barcodes, or are you going to use this? They're going to use the RFID. Systems were created as an alternative to barcodes, relative to barcodes. RFID allows objects to be scanned from a greater distance. Supports what? Supports. The RFID supports, look at that word, supports. Storing. See, you can store all of the crypto information, all your blockchain ledger information, all your health information, your banking information. Everything can be what? Stored on this RFID chip or device. Now it says, so that's your Chi and your Xi, right? Chi and Xi. It said it can be, it supports storing of additional data on the target chip. See, barcodes can't do that. See, this RFID setup that can store additional data, meaning all your information on the target chip. So just on one specific chip. And generally allows more information to be tracked per object. So per person, if you want to call it that. For example, RFID chips attached to food packaging may also list information like the product's expiration date and nutrition information, and not just the price like a typical barcode. So that's why they're not going to put a barcode on you. They're going to put a chip inside you. All right, that's why the scriptures say that. If they try to put a code on your skin, all right, look at your barcodes. Even if they do that, you still being wicked, man. It's a mindset. Right? It's a mental choice. But if somebody has that, then that's not going to be able to keep all these other different type of information, you know, that can be programmed into it. Now with the RFID chip, you have all that stored right on that chip. All right, just like your birth certificate. What they call your social security card. All of that information from your birth will be on your RFID chip, and it'll be entered in as a chain link into the new blockchain system that they setting up. All right, and it begin a chain off of that all the way till the person's death. All right, so what they're going to use, all right, they're going to use this. They're going to use what you call QR codes, just this right here. All right, and they tying that to everything. And this right here is going to be inside your chip. It's going to be the core of your microchip. All right, inside your tags at your clothing stores. Right here, see? And this whole chip, you see the X on it right here. That's how the current of information or energy runs through the chip. That's your Chi, which will be the actual information that's going to be pushed on this chip. And then the actual housing of the chip or the system that they're going to use is RFID or NFC or QR code or GPS. All right. So that's your Xi, which will be the support system. All right. So we got CHi-Xi. Let's get stigma. And we know stigma. Me personally, I have astigmatism in my eyes. And every time I go to the eye doctor, they let me know that I have a cut in the middle center of my eyes. I see colors differently, brighter, lighter, different colors. I can see things differently. They say, hey, your eyes are shaped like footballs, and on the ends of them you have astigmatism, meaning a cut or a space in between the pupil. Now, all right, so man, this is so clear, man. It says what? A stigma.
Stigma.
All right. And it says, what does it say right here? A mark. A mark. There you go. That charagma. A mark made. So the stigma is what's made from the charagma, the actual pointed instrument. All right. The charagma makes the stigma. A mark made by a pointed instrument, a dot. So where the hell is these people getting Christianity from, or an embargo, or all this other stuff? What it is going to be a puncture made into the body with this technology craft of the wicked that's on it, which is the system of the beast. Now it says what? A mark made by a pointed instrument, a dot related to stick. All right. If you get stick, all right, let me get this. All right, so I'm going to read it again. Revelations 13 and 16. And he causeth, meaning he's going to force the people, what, through deception. All right, and through the threat of death, it being left out. Because of all, both small and great, meaning old and young, big, little, it doesn't matter. Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. So they're going to receive it. They're going to accept it. All right. A mark meaning what? That needle into their arm or their forehead, into their body. In their right hand or in their foreheads, man. So anywhere on their head or anywhere on their body. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. So you won't be able to buy or trade, all right? Unless you got that, unless you got your shot, like they say, swine flu shot. But they say you got your RFID shot. Your RFID mark of the beast shot. Or the name of the beast, meaning the account or in the system. Or the number of his name, meaning your own specific crypto number. All right, putting you as a selected number or citizen in their new world order. Here is wisdom. All right, because each country, they're going to go around and say who are the citizens of that country. All right. And they're going to chip everybody that's from that certain place. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. And that's through NATO and his purpose. It says, for it is the number of a man. That's talking about Esau. And his number is 666. So that's CHi-Xi-Stigma, which means the actual chip itself, meaning the microchip technology, was molded to RFID chip technology, right? Radio frequency identification, or GPS, or NIF, or tied to 5G. That's the system set up, or the housing or support system. And then you have the actual programming or information stored onto that chip, which is going to be blockchain, cryptocurrency, or whatever form of digital a virtual currency that they're going to use, and information like your health, your birth certificate, your everything, man. Your name, height, your heart rate, your monitor, your hospital statistics, everything, man. So they're gonna have all that on it. All right, that's your Chi-Psi and your stigma, which means the hole, the puncture from the actual charagma, which would be the actual needle. All right. So that's what they're setting up. That's what it's leading to. When they speak about the feet or the head of it would be the actual system where they talk about blockchain, because that's the foundation of it. But then they got the chip as well. All right. Then they got the chip as well, man. So all these banks setting up their own ledger-based system, moving away from the public sector. They're challenging it, and it basically all to set up the RFID chip, cryptocurrency, blockchain system, which is all the mark of the beast, the mark of death, or mark of NATO.